Alarm off, coffee spilled, bus gone. Sound familiar?
Today, one man, one terrible morning, one lesson you will not forget.
Let's go!
Hi, I am Jessica.
And I am Chris. Welcome to English Trending Podcast.
Today is Story Day. Simple English, real words, real life.
Get your notebook. The story starts now.
Our story is called The Day Everything Went Wrong.
The main character is Sam. He is 28 years old. He lives alone in a small apartment.
Sam has a job. He works in an office. He is usually a very organized person.
But today is different. Monday morning, 7 a.m. Sam's alarm rings, but Sam does not hear it.
He is sleeping very deeply. He had a late night. He watched a movie until 1 a.m.
Let's stop here. 2 new words. Deeply, in a very strong way. For example, he is sleeping deeply equals he is sleeping very well. Late night, when you go to bed very late. For example, he had a late night equals he slept very late.
At 7:45 a.m., Sam's eyes open suddenly. He looks at his phone. He sees the time. His face goes white. "Oh no," he says. "I am late. I am very late." He jumps out of bed. He runs to the bathroom. He brushes his teeth very fast. He splashes cold water on his face. He looks in the mirror and sighs. Can you imagine this, running around at 7:45 in the morning?
I think many of us know this feeling.
Let's learn 2 more words. Suddenly, very quickly and without warning. Example, his eyes open suddenly equals he woke up in a shock. Sighs, breathes out slowly when sad or tired. Example, he looks in the mirror and sighs equals he feels stressed.
Sam runs to the kitchen. He wants coffee. He needs coffee. He puts the cup on the table. He pours the coffee. But then his phone rings. He turns around quickly. Crash! The coffee falls off the table. Hot coffee is on the floor, on his shoes, everywhere. Sam closes his eyes. He takes a deep breath. He counts to 3. "It's okay," he says. "It's just coffee." But his face says something different.
Oh no, the coffee. That is a very bad start to the day.
But notice something. Sam does not shout. He does not panic.
He takes a deep breath. He counts to 3. That is very mature.
That is actually a great life tip too. Remember it.
Pours. To move liquid from one place to another. He pours the coffee equals he puts coffee in the cup. Deep breath. Breathing in a lot of air slowly. He takes a deep breath equals he tries to calm down.
Sam changes his shoes. He grabs his bag. He runs out of the apartment. He runs down the stairs. He does not wait for the lift. He runs to the bus stop. He is breathing fast. He is sweating a little. He sees the bus. It is at the stop. The doors are still open. "Wait, please wait," he shouts. He runs faster and faster. But the doors close, the bus moves, and Sam stops. He is standing alone at the bus stop. He is out of breath. He missed the bus. Oh, he missed the bus. Poor Sam.
But wait, what does Sam do now? Does he give up? Does he cry?
Let's find out. But first, new words. Grabs, to take something quickly. Example, he grabs his bag equals he quickly picks up his bag. Out of breath, when you breathe very fast after running. Example, he is out of breath equals he is very tired from running.
Sam sits down on the bench at the bus stop. He looks at his phone. The next bus comes in 15 minutes. He sighs. Then he looks around. It is a beautiful morning. The sky is blue. The air is fresh and cool. A small dog walks past him and wags its tail. Sam smiles. Just a little smile. An old lady sits next to him. She says, "Beautiful morning, isn't it?" Sam looks at her. He looks at the sky. He takes a deep breath. "Yes," he says. "Yes, it is." And for the first time that morning, Sam really means it.
Did you feel that? That moment at the bus stop. Sam's morning was a disaster, but he stopped. He looked around, and he found something good.
Sometimes, missing the bus is not the worst thing in the world.
Sometimes it gives you 15 minutes to just breathe. Turning point, the moment when things start to change. Example, this is the turning point, equals things are getting better now. Wags its tail, when a dog moves its tail left and right. Example, the dog wags its tail, equals the dog is happy to see you. Really means it, to truly feel something, not just say it. Example, he really means it, equals he is being 100% honest.
Sam arrives at work 20 minutes late. His boss sees him. Sam says, "I am sorry. I had a difficult morning." His boss smiles and says, "It happens. Just start your day now." Sam sits at his desk. He turns on his computer. He takes one more deep breath. He thinks about the blue sky, the small dog, the old lady. He thinks, today started badly, but today is not finished yet. He smiles. He opens his emails, and he starts his day again. And that is the end of our story.
Sam had a terrible morning, but he did not let it ruin his whole day.
He paused. He breathed. He found the good things.
And that is something we can all do, in English and in life.
Okay, let's look at the key words from today's story. Key words from the story: deeply. He was sleeping deeply. Suddenly. His eyes opened suddenly. Grabs. He grabs his bag and runs. Sighs. He looks in the mirror and sighs. Deep breath. He takes a deep breath to calm down. Out of breath. He runs so fast he is out of breath. Turning point. The bus stop was the turning point. Really means it. He said it and really meant it.
And the key expressions from this story, for real conversations, useful expressions from Sam's story. I had a difficult morning, honest and natural. It happens, to comfort someone. I am sorry, I am late. Polite apology. Today started badly, but it is not finished yet. Staying positive. Take a deep breath. Advice to stay calm.
Now let's practice. I will ask you questions about the story.
Answer out loud. Use the words from our story. You can do this. 1. What happened to Sam's coffee? Tell me in 2 sentences. 2. Why did Sam miss the bus? Use the word because. 3. What did Sam see at the bus stop? What changed for him? 4. Have you ever had a bad morning like Sam? What happened? 5. What do you do when your day starts badly? Tell me in 3 sentences.
Number 5 is the most important one because it is your story.
Use these words. Usually, sometimes, after that, I try to, honestly. Bad mornings happen to everyone, but now you can talk about them in English.
Your challenge, write about your bad morning in the comments. Just 3 sentences.
Enjoyed this? Share it with one friend. Subscribe for a new episode every day,
This is English Trending Podcast.
where you learn
Grow
and stay trending. See you tomorrow.